Hey everybody, it's John. It is Live Fire Monday. We are here at C2 Tactical in Scottsdale. Very grateful to them. And this videos, as always, teaching us to get better with handguns, are sponsored by the Mantis X10 firearms performance system. And today I want to talk about one-handed recoil. Last week we talked about why I really prefer two hands on the gun, and we showed with some objective data using the new X10 software why that is. But today I've been dealing with a busted hand for several weeks, and for quite a while there I couldn't put this left hand on the gun at all, and therefore I was one-handed. So I want to get some objective data today and show you how you can kind of experiment to see what your best grip is to control recoil in the best way possible, one-handed only. If you're frustrated with your shooting and your shooting performance, you need the Mantis X to help you to get to the next level of skills. It's definitely helped me. So again, we're just at 7 yards. We're not going to do anything crazy in terms of how far we're going to go. And we're using the Recoil Analysis tool here on the Mantis X10. It's a very cool tool. What it'll do is it just shows you what your sights are doing, what the muzzle's doing. It'll give you an angle measurement. It gives you how much, that the gun deviates side to side, how long it takes to come back on target. So those are all just objective measures. If you don't have one of those, guys, it's okay. I get it. Some people can't invest that money in the tool. I think it's a useful tool. I use it myself. We're out on the range helping me get better. However, if you don't have that, you just got to track your sights. You just got to see how far is this relatively. Maybe you take your cell phone camera and you record yourself in high speed and see how much recoil muzzle rise you get, how much muzzle dip you get, which one does best. In particular here today, I'm going to face down range and I'm going to draw my firearm and I'm going to watch a couple things. Number one, that I only have a strong hand on the gun, so really we're worried about a couple things. Number one, where do we grip the pistol? So normally when we're gripping the pistol with two hands, what we do is we push front to back only with the main hand, and we go side to side with the support hand. We don't have the support hand, so we do have to get side to side. So how we're going to do that is we're going to put a little bit of pressure with our fingers here and then a little bit of pressure with our thumb. That's the second part. What's the best way to do this? Some folks like to flag their thumb real high and put pressure on the inside of the frame. Other folks like to kind of think about pressing that thumb forward against the frame and pressing in, and that gives them better recoil control. So let's see which one is better. So first of all, I'm going to do this with thinking about pressure on the top of my hand versus on the bottom of my hand. Got to get just a couple of shots that say, okay, what does the pressure on the top of the hand do in terms of controlling recoil on the gun single-handed? Do everything else the same. I'm really thinking about my middle finger and how much pressure I can put with it. So there's how much that I can get. Boy, that really recoiled quite a bit. See how far up and out it went? On my angle of negative 23 degrees, it really went up and left, which it should for a right-handed shooter. And my muzzle rise was 35 degrees. That's a lot. Let's take another one so that we can get a little bit of control here and focus and say, okay, so what did that do? So middle finger pressure. Okay, let's see what that second shot did. So a little bit longer there, a little bit better, negative 15 degrees. So you see it was a little bit higher up. But notice the muzzle rise, 40-degree muzzle rise. So that gun came way up like this when I did that. Now, let's press down with our pinky and see what that does. Really think about pinky control here and seeing what that does. So I'm really gripping the gun with my pinky like it stole something from me. Okay, let's see what that gives us. 0.98 gives me less of a recoil angle and my muzzle rise about 8 degrees less, about 20% less muzzle rise there. Let's get another one so we can get a little bit of comparison here. See all that goodness. Okay, so we got that back to it. Okay, again, notice that my recoil angle of 20 degrees is less and my muzzle rise of 33 degrees is less. So when I put a pinky on there and I really think about pinky, I get less muzzle rise and less angle of deviation. That's pretty significant. Now, let's try a couple shots here. We're going to reset and try a couple shots here with my thumb high and then thumb forward and see which one works better for me. Next one we'll do is gun angled versus gun upright. For right now, we're doing all the things the same. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to grip the gun and flag my thumb real high and press in with that. See what it does. Let's get that together. Okay. Pretty good, 35-degree muzzle rise, negative 18-degree angle. Let's get another one. Come on, John, set down correctly. Okay, good. Okay, so a little longer recovery time there, but again, 34-degree muzzle rise and about a 24-degree. Okay, so one more. Let's get one more. So we've got good data here. We got 3 data points at least. Okay, that was a good shot. All right, that one was pretty good. Again, about 25-degree muzzle angle, recoil angle rather, and about a 33-degree muzzle rise. Let's restart this now, and let's change my thumb position and see what we get. Okay, so now instead of flagging my thumb high, I'm going to press it forward. I'm going to really press it forward and press it against the side here, forward. Everything else the same. Okay, let's see what we get. All right, about a negative 24 degrees and about a 35-degree muzzle rise. Okay, let's try another one here. Let's get a couple more for data points. Okay, we got a good shot there. Okay, so we had so much recoil there, it was like, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about there, and it's having a hard time seeing it because if you notice how all over the place that one was. I'm having a hard time seeing this with my thumb forward. It's hard for me to get, so it's having a hard time seeing these. Okay, let's see what we got there. Okay, so we had a 1.14 average recovery time. That one's a 9/10 of a second, but you notice what I'm seeing is a little more muzzle rise and a little bit farther away. So for me right now, we've got the thumb flagged high and the pinky grip is objectively best for me. Now, am I telling you that's going to be objectively best for you? No. I'm telling you, you've got to go and check it. You've got to go and see it. You've got to go and see what is the best here. Lastly, we're going to do canted versus straight. Finally, we're going to talk here about holding the gun upright. So in other words, just like we would with 2 hands on the gun, and the only change we do is just taking a hand off the gun, versus canting the gun slightly inboard. You're going to get a lot of opinions on this, guys, and everybody's got one. Which one is right? I really think it's personally based on your anatomy, your physiology, your abilities. But let's get some objective data. So we had a bunch of objective data with me having the gun straight up and down. So I'm going to cant the gun in just a little bit inboard and see if that makes a significant difference to me. Okay, gun came back on target. Now, I will note that it only had a recoil angle of 15 degrees on that one, which is a little bit better than average for me. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, that gun kicked a little bit good for me. Let's see what we got here. Again, about negative 26 there. That was a little bit more recoil. Boy, I'm hitting good shots there. My accuracy is fine, and I'm feeling pretty good about this here. Let's get one more. Okay, we see that. All right, so about a negative 20-degree recoil angle here. Let's put this gun away real quick so we can take a look at some of these, okay? So we're going to look here, and we're going to say 15 is pretty good, 26 a little much, 15 there. So when I'm doing a really good job, I'm about negative 15 degrees here. My average recoil angle of negative 19 degrees that it's coming up. Let's see if we can do it the other way and see if that changes things. Gun straight up and down. Okay, let's see what we got. Average recoil angle was a little bit much there. Okay, see what we're getting. Okay. All right, so now, one of the things we see, my average recoil angle here of 24 degrees versus 19. So for me, the cant in actually works a little bit better. So when I look at the 3 things, where do I grip the gun? Where do I put my thumb, and how do I put my thumb? And do I cant the gun, or do I keep the gun upright? For me, right now, according to the objective data, what I need to do is grip the gun with my pinky. I need to flag my thumb high and cant the gun just slightly inboard. Now, I'm going to tell you that in a lot of training and in a lot of time spent with my dominant hand, with my left hand, that's about what I found with my dominant hand for me. That works really well. But you got to find what the right one is for you. Get out to the range and try these different things to see which one works best for you. And if you can get some objective measures, that's super helpful, guys. Hope it helps.